Hello and welcome to Bottleship with our friends the Jifflings. If you enjoy the show, please leave a review and share the podcast with your friends. And stay tuned to the end of the show when we'll recommend a brand new children's podcast. And now it's time for today's episode, The Highwayman's Knapsack. In your world, things are important. But what about the things that aren't important anymore? Well, sometimes those things end up here in the magical land of Dilstonia, where the Jifflings live on their little Jiffling ship. They find these things that we throw away and fish them out of their sea so they can recycle them and put them to good use once again. And here they are now, ready to work. Eccentric young pumpkin.
Oh, I'm ever so excited.
The hedge, who was a very lazy Jiffling.
Like, hey man, is it time for bed yet?
Miss Katie, who loves fixing things and dressing up. Sometimes I like both together. Albert, the ship's gardener.
Hey, who's been into me cabbage patch like?
And Freidaline, a very sensible Jiffling who looks after everybody on the ship.
Yeah, that is correct. Oh.
Today on the ship, it is very windy, and so the Jifflings have decided to stay inside and play.
Oh.
The wind outside is a gusting and a howling, but that's good on a sailboat because it means the ship will speed right along. I know, why don't we play dressy-uppy as kings and queens?
Well, we only just played dressy-uppy as superheroes, Miss Katie.
That's true, Albert. And your superhero was very fitting.
That's right. I was Captain Cabbage, and my superpower was digging heat. Yeah, man. And like, my super name was the Snooze, and my power was having a really comfy bed.
Hedge demonstrated his superpower by putting his head on his pillow and starting to snore rather loudly.
Oh no, Hedge. You can't go to sleep now. Get up, you lazy bean.
Young Pumpkin took one of his own pillows and playfully tapped Hedge with it to blabble him awake again.
Blabble.
And that gave Hedge a great idea.
Like, why don't we have a fluffy Jiffling pillow fight, man?
Yay!
Hi!
And before Hedge had even managed to pick up his pillow, both Miss Katie and Young Pumpkin grabbed theirs and bopped him playfully on his little Jiffling's back. It looked like great fun. Soon the Jifflings were enjoying a friendly little pillow fight, carefully ducking and diving as little feathers flew everywhere. But poor Albert just seemed to be getting bopped without doing any bopping back.
Well, this isn't a very fair pillow fight. I haven't even got a pillow.
Everyone stopped and looked around. It was true. Albert didn't have a single Jiffling pillow on his bed. Then Miss Katie noticed a very pillowy-shaped object tumbling around the corner and out of their Jiffling's bedroom. Wait, what's that? Quickly, everybody put on their windy day coats and followed the tumbly pillow outside, where to their surprise, they saw Freidaline hoisting Albert's pillow high up the mast.
Oh, what are you doing with my pillow there, Freidaline? Well, Albert, I am simply borrowing your pillowcase to use as an extra sail. It is so windy today that with one more sail, we will make wonderful progress along the sea. Oh, but we're all having a pillow fight, Freidaline.
And without a pillow?
I'll get bopped again. Well, yeah, but right now, this is the most practical use that your pillow could have, Albert. You are not sleeping on it. So, no, I think I will continue. Thank you.
What ho, Jiffs? It's lucky you all have your windy day clothes on, because that sound means an object which has been lost or thrown away on Earth has found its way into your net. Even Freidaline will have to come down from the mast so you can all heave it in together. The object fell onto deck with a murmur. It was ever so light and the deepest burgundy colour, and it looked terribly smooth. Miss Katy guessed first at what it might be. I think that's a ruby red cape that I can wear in my superhero's outfit. Then young Pumpkin stepped forward, for he knew exactly what the object was. He leapt up onto the story seat and he began his tale.
Ooh, this is the Highwayman's knapsack. And my old ice cream man, Rick Whippy, told me all about it. Long ago in the English countryside, there was an old dirt road that all the noblemen and women had to travel along in their horse and carts so they could get to the market, where they would buy lots of expensive things like jewellery and trinkets and other fancy silliness.
Oh gosh, another shiny thing I don't need! Huzzah!
But on their way back from market, the noblemen got very worried because they knew that hiding somewhere along the old dirt road was Dandy Fran the Highwayman, waiting to jump out with his red silk knapsack and steal all of their special treasures. Ha-ha! I'm a gentleman burglar. I keep you on your toes. So listen here, sonny, just give me your money, or I'll biff you right on the nose. Ha-ha! And all the noblemen quivered and shivered in fright as they put all of their precious gold and jewels into Dandy Fran's knapsack. Ha-ha! Well, one morning, Dandy Fran hid, and as a rather elegant horse and cart rolled by, he leapt out with his knapsack open, ready to collect somebody else's money. But, to his surprise, a rather lovely young maiden stepped out of the cart. Ha-ha! I am a gentleman burglar, he began. But then the maiden stopped him in his tracks.
Well, I don't think you're a gentleman. I think you're a very naughty boy,
said the maiden, emptying all of her money into the knapsack. And even though she was very angry, Dandy Fran couldn't help but think how beautiful she was. Then the maiden harumphed back up into her cart, most displeased. But as Fran watched her go, he realised he didn't want her money after all, and so he leapt up into the cart beside her. Ha-ha! Now Dandy Fran the Highwayman doesn't want to steal your cart. With just one look I found I'm hooked, so now I'll steal your heart. Ha-ha! But the maiden simply laughed.
You can't steal someone's heart, and you certainly won't steal mine. I want a man who is honest and true, and if he can make a spiffing cup of tea, then all the better. But that doesn't sound a jot like you.
Then the maiden thoroughly hoofed Dandy Fran right out of her cart, and he landed on the dusty floor in a heap. And as the maiden drove away, Dandy Fran realised that if he kept on taking things that didn't belong to him, he would never win the love of the beautiful maiden. So Dandy Fran the Highwayman threw away his knapsack, because now he was going to be honest and true and learn how to make a spiffing cup of tea too. Ha! Ha! Aye, and now the Highwayman's knapsack is here, so we need to reuse it.
Yes, Albert, and it is terribly delicate and soft. Whatever could it be?
Like, how about a cake coat that we put over our cakes to keep them dry?
Then Freidaline stepped forward, because she had a lovely idea.
Well, we will sew up the knapsack to make some lovely new pillowcases for Albert. And then we can all play the fun feathery pillow fight together. Yeah! Aye!
Oh yes, Freidaline. Everyone thinks that's super fun. And indeed it was, as the knapsack made for extremely soft pillowcases, so everyone could chase each other around and playfully bop each other. And because they were careful, nobody got hurt.
Aye.
And then, After young Pumpkin had made everyone a scrummy, windy day hot chocolate, everyone felt their eyelids closing. And so, it was time for bed. Good night, young Pumpkin.
Good night.
Good night, Albert.
Hey, I'll see you in the morning, like.
Good night, Freidaline.
And it is a good night. Yeah.
Good night, Miss Katie. Night-night. Good night, Hedge. Hedge? Oh, I think the hedge is asleep already. And goodbye to you too, wherever you are. Maybe next time you see a thing that you might throw away, you'll stop and see if you can use it again, just like our friends the Jifflings. And maybe the thing you use again will have a story to tell too. Goodbye. Thank you for listening to Bottleship. If you're looking for a new podcast, we'd like to recommend Mission Imagination from Puffin Books. Each episode will whoosh you away to a different magical world created by fantastic Puffin authors, including Hamza Arshad, Greg James and Chris Smith, and Robin Stevens. Hosted by the hilarious Babatunde Aleshe, alongside two young Puffineers, there's a new adventure every week of the summer holidays. From magical forests to Biscuitville, to lands where you can even swim in a sea of chocolate. New episodes drop every Wednesday, and Mission Imagination is available on Apple, Spotify, and the Puffin Books YouTube channel. Get your free Mission Imagination activity kit at puffin.co.uk/podcast. Thank you again for listening to Bottleship. If you'd like to send us an email, please send it to thejifflings@gmail.com. Take care, and we'll see you soon with more exciting adventures from our friends the Jifflings. Goodbye.